Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Please unmute.
Good afternoon.
Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar. So today we will be dealing with block 3, that is Kanthapura. Kanthapura by Raja Rao. In the last class, I remember I discussed yesterday only Mulk Rajanand, and I told you that the golden trio of Indian fiction, Mulk Rajanand, R.K. Narayan, and Raja Rao, they actually built the foundation of Indian fiction in English. And Raja Rao, you know, is a very important novelist from India. And Kantapura is his mm, first novel. So, what is Kantapura? Kantapura is the name of a village in southern India where the Gandhian revolution or the Gandhian movement of uh, satyagraha and non-violence is how it takes shape in that small village. That is what has been recorded in this novel through a few characters, among which you have one main character, the protagonist. So, the art of storytelling is quite common in India. When we were small children, we were listening to our mothers and grandmothers or grandfathers and fathers also. They were telling us stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata, Katha, Sarita, Sagar, Panchatantra, Jataka tales. So these are some of the things from which we have grown up listening to stories from these books. And all of you are also familiar with what history tells us about Gandhi's role in the freedom struggle. The Gandhian ideals of Satyagraha find expression in the novels of Murtaz Anand and Raja Rao. The blend of political ideology and social realism ensured that the English prose fiction would be the medium for the definition of a new India and its aspirations. So Kantapura is a novel or a fiction which belongs to that category of Indian novel in English, Indian writing in English, which has actually given the voice to the indigenous movement, how people behaved, how people followed Gandhiji, and how the national struggle for freedom movement took shape, even in a small village. Kantapura village in this novel is a piece of mythic land. You know, Arkanarayan always wrote about Malgudi, but actually, in fact, there is no city called Malgudi. Malgudi is a fictional town. Malgudi is a fictional city or town Similarly, my voice is not audible. Hello.
Audible, sir.
It is audible,
Audible,
Sir,
sir,
your voice
audible.
is
Yes, sir.
audible.
Audible, sir. Audible.
Okay.
Audible, audible, sir.
Okay. Actually, Thomas Hardy also wrote about a place called Wessex. In England, there is a place named Sussex, but Wessex is a fictional town. So writers have the habit of creating fictional towns and cities. Malgudi, there is no real place called Malgudi in South India, but all of R.K. Narayan's novels have been set in that fictional town. Similarly, Kantapura is a representative village. It's a mythical village, and the progression of events take place in that place. Okay. Um, so as you know, the most important thing that happened during this freedom struggle is the clash of cultures between the British and the Indian culture. The East and West came to clash with each other as I told you that English no doubt was a foreign language, but the intellectuals, especially the writers and the intellectuals, the elite class, they appropriate English into our culture, into our language, and some of the towering figures of Indian history, the freedom fighters, they said that we have problem with Britishers, but we don't have problem with English. So English was assimilated into our culture. English was accepted. English education was encouraged by our forefathers. I mean, you talk about Raja Rammohn Roy and others. They, in league with the British intellectuals, they wanted that English should stay, not that English should go. So Britishers went away, but English stayed in India. Till now, also you are studying English, and we all are studying English, and we are trying to be experts in English because of obvious reasons. I need not discuss that here. So Kantapura is, along with the Serpent and the Rope, there is another novel, The Cat and Shakespeare. Then Comrade Kirillov, The Chess Master and His Moves. These are the books. These are the early novels of Raja Rao. He deliberately writes in English for a Western audience and an exclusive English-knowing Indian reading public. How many people in India speak in English? Maximum 10%. I think 90% they talk in the regional languages. So actually, when these writers wrote, they had an Western audience in the mind. They were catering to an Western audience in the mind. Um, so one critic, while he discusses Raja Rao's novel, says, "This is page number in your book. This is page number. What is the page number? I don't get it here. Okay. Uh, he said, S.C. Herrex, there is a critic who says that some of the short stories also contain various interior monologue and rhythmic effects which can be regarded retrospectively as a useful technical prelude to the stream of consciousness form of Kanthapura. Let me explain two terms here. One is interior monologue, the second one is stream of consciousness. Interior monologue I discussed in the last class. I told you that interior monologue is a literary strategy where the writer um, writes about whatever interior thoughts or whatever thoughts are taking place in the mind of a particular character, and that character is monologuing. Mono means one, single. Dia means double. Dialogue means a conversation between two. But monologue means he's speaking to himself. He is internally thinking to himself or herself. That is interior monologue. Through these interior monologues, all the secret thoughts and suppressed ideas in the mind of a particular character gets revealed in the novel or in a drama. So, if you have read Shakespeare, you have this kind of interior monologue that is called soliloquy. But soliloquy is a little bit different because soliloquy, when one soliloquizes, the audience is there in front of him. So Iago has and Othello also have a few soliloquies. Most of the characters in Shakespearean tragedies, the Shakespeare takes the help of soliloquies. So what soliloquy is in drama, interior monologue is in novel, because novel is not a thing where you act out, but drama is a performatory art or performatory thing where you have to act out. The dialogues are spoken to the public, but in a novel there are no public sitting to listen to your dialogue. So that is the difference between interior monologue and soliloquy. But their function is the same. Their function is to reveal the interior thought in the mind of a character. Then I have to explain to you what is the stream of consciousness. This is a stream of consciousness novel, which actually in England came in 20th century. Virginia Woolf and others, they have written stream of consciousness novels. To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. And there are many other novels, A Room of One's Own, where this stream of consciousness novels have been. This is a psychological term, which means that whatever thoughts crisscross the mind of a particular character, a person, in at a particular time, moment of time, all the conglomeration of thoughts or the mixture of thoughts that crisscross the mind of a character. When you write, the author records all those thoughts in one form of a fiction. That is called a stream of consciousness novel. So Virginia Woolf was the practitioner of this kind of novel during her days in 20th century. But here, Raja Rao does it in also this 20th century, 1930s, 40s. Kantapurva was written in which year? Do you know? In which year it was written?
1938.
38.
1938.
So that this is pre-independence time, 38. So stream of consciousness form of Karthapura. If somebody asks you, what is the style of writing in Kantapura or what kind of fiction it is, you can answer that it is stream of consciousness novel. Um, so the Indian sensibility has been truly reflected through this novel. So what Raja Rao says, I quote, he says, I am interested. I am means Raja Rao is telling that he is interested in discussing the problems of the truth seeker. I publish what I enjoy. I believe one should seek truth, whatever it is, and pay the price for it. All writers write only autobiography. Certain aspects of my life are emphasized in each book. So, because literature is something, or novel writing, or poetry writing, or whatever a person writes, consciously or unconsciously, a part of the writer also goes into the making of the story or making of the novel. So, autobiographical elements are galore, are plentifully available in most of the literary art. However objective the writer may try to be, whatever amount of objectivity a writer may try to put into the bulk of his work, the subjective experiences always become a part of the writing. Whether it is a novel or a drama or a short story or a poem. Poems are, as you know, highly subjective. Only T.S. Eliot and others, they started writing objective poetry. But William Wordsworth, all the romantic poets, they were really very subjective because poetry they believed was a powerful expression of personal emotions. So all the writers write only autobiography. So the autobiographical element, why is autobiographical element a very important part of it? Because as you know, a writer's experience, personal experience, always becomes a part of the writing. That is why the autobiographical elements, even if a novel is not totally autobiography, the autobiographical elements enter into your writing. So Raja Rao admits that most of his writings have autobiographical elements. This is a candid confession on the part of a writer, novelist. Um, Raja Rao writes of his boyhood dreams of going to faraway countries. From his childhood, he had a desire to go to the outside countries. He wanted to realize his dreams of going outside. And he also um, stayed abroad for a long time. He married a French girl, and that part is autobiographical part of his life. So Rajarao is yes. Coming to Kantapura, before coming to Kantapura, let me just tell a little bit about his family life. He was born into a Brahmin ancient Brahmin family of Mysore, now part of Karnataka. He was born in 1909. Then he went to Hyderabad, part of Andhra Pradesh, who was exposed to two other Indian languages, Telugu and Urdu. Karnataka, what is the language? Kannada. Okay. He was the only Hindu student in the Muslim public school of Hyderabad, where the only teachers to impress him were British. So at a very young age, Rajarao came under the influence of the West because he interacted with the Britishers. Later, he went for higher education to Aligarh Muslim University, where one of his teachers was Eric Dickinson, poet and painter, who taught him the appreciation of European art and philosophy. After graduating with English and history, Rajarao went in 1929 to study in France. So he married a French school teacher named Camille Moulet, Camille, Camille Mole, Mouly. This Camille, as you know, behind every great person or behind every great man, there is a woman. It is said. I don't say this. So Rajarao became a very important writer, not only because of his own, only because of his own ambition and conviction, but also because of the influence of the French school teacher whom he married in France, where he was staying. Camille Mole inspired him to become a writer, and she had a role in Rao's development as a writer since he advised him to explore the possibilities of writing in his own mother tongue. आप कन्नड़ में लिखो, वो फ्रेंच गर्ल ने बोला. He complied by writing a long poem and a few short stories in Kannada language. But the work that made people take note of him was his first English novel, Kanthapura, written in 1938, which is about the Gandhi and Satyagraha movement in a South Indian village, which is a concocted village, which is a fictional village, There is no real village named Kanthapura. Why these writers create fictional towns and villages to write about? Because that village or town about which they write by putting some characters of flesh and blood into the corpus of the novel, into the plot of the novel, or the story of the novel or the drama, they create stories of universal interest. They create stories of universal appreciation. Because Kanthapura's problem or Kanthapura's turmoil becomes the representation or representative turmoil of India. Kanthapura is a small India. Whatever was happening during the freedom struggle in India is reflected in Kanthapura. So Kanthapura is mini India or a representative village of India, because most of the villages of India to which Gandhi went, Gandhi also came to Odisha, he came to Cuttack, he came to different places of Odisha. He stayed here in some people's houses. So Gandhi, when he was moving, large people were following him, and he was putting up at different places, preaching how to cut cloth, how to use these private charakas, because charaka, the slogan for charaka was given as a retaliation to the British mercenary practice of supplying cloth from Britain to India. So Indians were compelled to buy the cloths which were being fabricated in British fabrication units. But Gandhiji thought that if I want to unite India, there are two things. One is cotton or the charaka. The second one is salt. Because the British also had taken away the power of making salt from Indians. Even if the sea was at backyard, you could not make salt. You could not make a handful of salt for yourself. These were the terrible restrictions, because the British people wanted their cotton mills, their cloth mills to flourish in Britain at the cost of the damage they did to Indian economy. They wanted to flourish. They wanted to progress. They wanted to develop their economy by exploiting us. So Gandhi's fundamental idea of Satyagraha was to fight peacefully, but in such a way that the Britishers would not be able to counter such a massive demonstration, such mass participation. Because when crores of people fight against a handful of rulers who have foreign rulers, automatically there will be the backward retreat of these foreign authorities. That is what actually happened. The Britishers, uh, through these satyagraha movements, British were bound to return to their country. So this Kanthapura novel is a story of Gandhi's movement of satyagraha. Uh, Meanwhile, Raja French marriage failed as it was regarded as an act of rebellion by his Orthodox Hindu family. Back in India, he left his French wife and came back to India. And he visited a number of spiritual ashrams, including those of Ramana Maharshi, Sri Aurobindo. In 1941, he spent some time with Gandhi at Sevagram. He came under the tremendous influence of Gandhiji because Gandhi was not only a freedom fighter, he was a spiritualist, he was a great thinker, he was a socialist, and whatnot. And there followed a period of long silence during which he studied philosophy. And as you know, Kanthapura may be a autobiographical novel, but The Serpent and the Rope, the novel that came afterwards, after this novel, Kanthapura, was published in 1960, 12 years after, 22 years after. 38, 60. What is the difference? How many years difference? Mathematics, who is
28,
very
sir.
20, 20,
22.
2, 2, sir.
20,
22.
22.
22 years. Look, after 22 years, he writes another novel that is The Serpent and Rope after Kanthapura was written in 1938. In between, he wrote some other things, but Serpent and the Rope brought him universal appreciation, and he got Central Sahitya Academy Award for this novel, The Serpent and the Rope. I don't know whether you have read it. It's a highly philosophical novel which talks about Indian philosophy. And that is how he was invited to teach Indian philosophy at a university in the USA. And in 1965, married Catherine Jones, an American stage actress. In the same year was published Cat and Shakespeare, Tale of Modern India. It is a short novel of great merit with some philosophical content and has evoked conflicting reactions from literary critics. Then he wrote Comrade Kirillov, The Policeman and the Rose in 1978, stories, also some storybooks, Cow of Barricades, The Chess Master and His Moves, 1988. And he was awarded a prize by the Oklahoma University, USA. Raja Rao returns to the theme of multicultural confrontation his novel, in his novels. And On the Ghat, Ganga Ghat, 1989 is a collection of connected stories that presented vivid glimpses of the permanent reality of Indian life. So he has married twice, one French woman, then an American woman. The photograph of the American woman has been given in your book. You can see her, very tall and beautiful lady. So let us come to the novel Kanthapura straight away. Yes.
It is his third marriage.
Third marriage. Acha,
Yes.
thank you. Third marriage means in the meanwhile, he after French, he married an Indian wife.
No, sir. Second marriage was
Second marriage is
broken
Second
up.
marriage also American girl.
then third marriage
Also
American.
American. It is, sir.
First
Hmm?
French, second American, third American.
Two American ladies.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It is
Why I
written
don't
above the
know.
photo. It is written
Hmm?
on the above the photo. It is
Oh,
written above the photo.
really? I don't know. These writers, Salman Rushdie, I think, married again. These writers have a tendency to marry so many times, which goes against the spirit of India. Because our Hindu culture says that you should marry once. These people, I don't know why, Bollywood film heroes and these writers, some writers, not all writers, they go for different marriages. Salman Rushdie, I think, married again, third or fourth wife. These are people who are highly, okay, what can we say? These are highly eccentric people. And geniuses are eccentric, it is said. So forget about that personal life because somebody does something in his personal life or her personal life. Kamala Das, at the end, towards the end of his her life, before going to grave, married a Muslim man, and he turned into her name also she changed. I couldn't understand why she married at the towards the end of her life, and she had married. She had affairs with many, and again, before shortly before going to the grave, she also married a Muslim person. These are certain things which happen with eccentric writers. That is a personal affair. Let us not discuss that. So Rajarao's Kanthapura is a text, and in the background you have the Satyagraha movement. As you know, the theme, structure, characterization, language, style of the novel are generally determined by the models that the writer has in his mind. And as I told you, this is highly autobiographical. Kanthapura is a social document about a village in turmoil. Turmoil, you understand? Turmoil means a lot of hula gula, halagula, a lot of confusion, a lot of disquiet, chaos, confusion, lawlessness. This is turmoil. So India was boiling at that time because freedom struggle was going on, and the people living in it. You need to know about the historical time and the political movement. Historical time is pre-India, pre-independence India, and political movement is freedom struggle. And this upheaval, this confusion, this struggle, and Mahatma Gandhi is a living presence in the novel, Kantapura. His philosophy of life, his political struggle, is reflected by the thought and action of several characters, especially Murthy, Mothy. The main protagonist or the main character of the novel is Murthy. You can jot down the name of this character, Moorthy. So Murthy is a slice of Gandhi. He represents Gandhian philosophy. Okay, so British India and Gandhian hero. Uh, and in the novel, you have how the people struggle to confront this British rule. Okay, Britishers are represented as Ravana. India is represented as Sita, and Kanthapura village is part of Ramayana. Non-violence of Satyagraha is integrated with the ancient violent tradition of the Indian epics, which repeats itself hundreds of times over in the course of Indian history. Okay, non-violence. So ancient history, religion, characters from the epics, natural landscape, and ordinary life of the village community of Kantapura. All these are elements which have been synthesized to raise the message of the novel about Indian nationalism. Yesterday, I was talking about nationalism and internationalism. Nowadays, you don't listen to much to this question of nationality or nationalism. Why? Because internationalism has taken over. Global, we have become global. Now you don't think in terms of nationalism so much because after independence, we have gone global. We have become global, and the whole world is that is globalization. This internet brought about globalization because whatever you are thinking here, you can immediately create waves in the minds of people who are living in the next part of the globe, in America or in Australia. Because the whole there is no difference in terms of space and time. With a click of a mouse, you can reach millions of people across the globe. So the internet has brought us closer. There is not much thought about nationalism because nationalism as a kind of emotion has died, almost died, because we have become characters in the drama of the international platform. So Kanthapura symbolizes India, its capacity. Indian culture, as you know, is very ancient culture, Sanatan culture. And India has the unique tradition of absorbing the best things from all other cultures. India opens the windows to other cultures and accepts the good things. No doubt some people accept the bad things sometimes, but mostly India believes in the good things of other cultures and accepting that. So Raja Rao was aware of the problem of expressing purely Indian experience through the medium of the novel of European origin. So English is a foreign language. English has its own culture, and as you know, every language is integrated to its culture. And putting your cultural things into English is a very difficult task. That is why translation of classics has been a very difficult job. Suppose translating Upendra Bhanja into English is a very tough job because all the nuances, all the feelings, emotions of one culture cannot be totally transliterated or translated or transcreated into another language. So, but however, there is an attempt by most of the writers to, like these writers, Raja Rao, R.K. Narayan, Murk Raja Anand. Afterwards, many others have come, but Arundhati Roy and other modern writers, what they have done, they have intermingled the West with the East. You will have in their novels characters from the East as well as characters from the West. So there is always a conglomeration, there is a combination of characters from both the cultures. There is cultural mingling, cultural interaction, cultural synthesis of different cultures in their novels. Kanthapura is a novel that has the freedom of the romance, the broad canvas of the epic, the symbolism of the fable. It is history and fictional narrative. And um, one critic says that Kanthapura doesn't project the Indian spirit isolatively, but as a living experience moving in time and space. The three levels of action in a novel, political, social, religious, all are related to a unified concept of India, both as a tradition and as a living culture, as a magnificent past to be rediscovered in the enormous present. This is a beautiful comment given by a critic um, on Kanthapura. And Kanthapura, as you know, the 1930s situation in India, 1930 रे कौन ହେଇଥିଲା? What happened in 1930? What was the political situation?
Civil
Anybody?
disobedience.
Huh?
Civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience. I think salt satyagraha also took place in 1930 or 29.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
1930.
Yes,
That is, that
1930.
is civil disobedience.
So Dandi March.
done.
Dandi March in 1930. That means breaking the British law in a very non-violent way. So that was the turmoil. That was the situation during 1930s, and this turmoil has been reflected faithfully in the novel Kanthapura. The Indian National Congress Committee was already a broad-based political organization that had spread its branches in the length and breadth of India. Mahatma Gandhi, after his return from South Africa, was already recognized as the leader of the national stature. He started Ahimsa and Satyagraha against the British rule, and these were recurring references in the novel to important political events of the time. Raja Rao has talked about Salt Satyagraha. He has talked about Dandi March of Mahatma Gandhi. He has talked about civil disobedience movement, the round table conference to which they went, and the Gandhi Irwin Pact. All these things have been the important historical events have been reflected in the novel, have been discussed in the novel, or have been projected in the novel, depicted in the novel. Whatever was happening in the political scene in India in those years finds its reflection in the novel. Characters like Murthy, Rangama, Ratna, Rensgouda are not only aware of what is happening all over India, but they also take an active part in the rebellion against the British rulers. All are activists, direct participants in the revolution against the Britishers. Thus, they subscribe to newspapers which are read in communal gatherings. Then it was not a tradition to subscribe, individuals were not subscribing papers. Papers were being read out in the public, in a group. There was a group, a gathering of people, and newspapers were being read out. Just like in your villages, one paper means there will be several readers from different houses coming to share that paper. So Kanthapura, villages of Kanthapura come to know about the great freedom struggle from newspapers, from pamphlets, which were being spread by the nationalist fighters. The enthusiasm of the people truly reflects the actual mood of the nation. To defy the British symbol of oppression, the villagers go out on a protest march towards the Skeffington Coffee Estate to picket the country liquor shop near it. The following message quoted of Kanthapura tells us how people of the surrounding area supported the march. This is the quotation. And we march on and on, winding up the Karwar road to the Kochama Grove, and at every step there are corn people and puffed rice. Puffed rice means mudi. And Bengal gram people, bangle sellers and buttermilk people, bitter leaf pano, panopatra. And they stop us and say, take this, Mahatma's men. So there was tremendous support from the people when people were marching and going to participate in any kind of activity, whether it was salt satyagraha or whether a non-cooperation movement, breaking of law somewhere, in a peaceful way. There was tremendous support of the people. The action of Kanthapura dates back to the time when Gandhian ideas fired the imagination of the Indian nation and paved the way for a non-violent revolution against the British rule. Whatever happens in Kanthapura was happening everywhere. So Kanthapura, as I told you, is a mini India of the 1930s, 40s. This is equally true of the ruthless handling of the situation by the Red Man's police. Red Man means British police force. Bade Khan is a typical police officer in the service of the British government. He's strict. Bade Khan is a character in the novel, but he is a anglicized person. He is a faithful follower of Britishers. He strictly follows the orders of the masters to suppress the popular uprising in the village and its surroundings at any cost. So there were some British chamchas. Chamchas, you understand? Chamchas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chamcha মানে যে তেল flatterers,
Sir, blind followers.
blind followers, flatterers. So this Bode Khan, the character, was a blind follower because he was doing the job under the British rule. There are many Indians who are doing jobs under the British rule. Your Subhas Bose also got IAS to serve under the British as an administrative officer, but he quit it. He didn't join. Or C. Aurobindo also qualified Indian civil service, but he didn't join because at that time it was like working under the British rule. Nowadays we are a free country. If we get IAS, we will be serving our own country under an Indian government. But at that time it was British government. So as you know, Murthy was a follower of Gandhi, Gandhian philosophy, Gandhian ideology. And let me tell you one thing here, that during the freedom struggle, many people were also blindly following Gandhi without understanding him. Murthy advises his followers to take recourse to passive resistance in response to a call from Gandhi, but it doesn't achieve the objective of putting the oppressors to shame. It is an unequal fight, and the main leaders of the village were arrested and jailed. Murthy also was jailed. The villagers wait in suspense for them to return and resume their leadership of the movement against the red man's rule. K.R. Rao sums up the situation. K.R. Rao is a critic. He says, Murthy is the protagonist. Protagonist, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Hero.
The hero.
The hero of the novel. Murthy's release renews the dedication and enthusiasm of the community. The villagers lunch on the Don't Touch the Government campaign, which is succeeded by the No Tax campaign and other forms of civil disobedience. But it proves an unequal fight, and the Satyagrahis are mercilessly put down, and all ends in terrible fiasco. Fiasco means nothingness. Yet the valiant struggle attains the dimensions of the heroic myth. Kantapura is destroyed, but not defeated. Some of you might have read Hemingway's novel, The Old Man and the Sea. In that novel, which got Nobel Prize, you must have known the story where an old man of 80s goes on fishing along with a boy who fetches occasional drinks for him. And at the end of 84 days, the old man has caught no fish, only the bone of the fish, the skeleton of the fish. But his invincible journey into the sea to catch the fish and not accepting defeat in the face of terrible oceanic storms and other things. First, no food, hunger, and so many troubles are there in the sea, but he is not defeated. You might have seen a film where a tiger and a boy, they struggle with each other in a ship inside the sea. So human spirit can be destroyed, but human spirit cannot be defeated. That is the story of Kantapura. Mahatma Gandhi actually doesn't appear as a character, but he is in the background. He is in the background. His philosophy is introduced in the novel through Murthy. Murthy is the Gandhian representative, the main protagonist, who comes under the influence of Gandhi at a young age. Murthy regards Gandhi as a role model and follows him in every way, in word and deed. He preaches to the villages the chief tenets of Gandhian philosophy, ahimsa and non-violence. These are the two golden principles through which India showed to the whole world that even freedom can be achieved without raising the sword or a gunshot through non-violence and satyagraha. Non-violence means uh, um peace in thought, action, and action. In your mind, there will be no thought of violence. In your action, there will be no thought of violence. That is ahimsa. Ahimsa is a kind of spiritual thing. It's just not absence of violence. It is non-violence in thought, in spirit, in action. So that is what Gandhiji practiced. He was more of a spiritual man than a political fighter. That is why, towards the end of the freedom movement, as you know, he recoiled to his own cottage in a Harijan basti, and he said, "No, no, I'm not going to be the Prime Minister of India or anybody here." Had he wanted, he could have become the Prime Minister of India, but he didn't want. He didn't want any position, power. He wanted that India should get, after political freedom, India should get other kinds of freedom, like the freedom of mm, so social freedom and economic freedom. Let us take a break of 5 minutes. Let me have a little tea, then we'll continue. Be there, don't go away. I think three people have gone away. There were,
Sir,
uh,
myself Lipilata from Bhadrak.
yes.
Sir, assignment question ଟିକେ provide କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି।
ଆରେ ଆସାଇନମେଣ୍ଟ କୋଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ମତେ ସିନା ଦେଲେ ମୁଁ ପ୍ରୋଭାଇଡ କରିବି, ମୁଁ କଣ ଜାଣିଛି କିଛି? ସେମାନେ
Online
ତମେ ଏଇଟା ଅନଲାଇନ ତମେ ବୁଝିବ ସେପଟୁ, ମୁଁ ସେ ଆମକୁ ଆଗରୁ
Sir, please
ସେମାନେ
explain in English. Sir, please explain.
assignment.
Sir, please explain it in English.
Actually, previously they were telling us to give assignment, this, that. Everything was done through a center. But now that the center doesn't have any kind of conversation with us, they don't talk with us. I mean, they only send the assignment to us through the net. Take
Sir,
classes.
sir, actually, all the assignment questions are available in the IGNOU official website, sir.
You take from that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And sir, all
Okay.
the assignment we have to submit it on LMS portal for online students.
Okay, that is good. Okay, you be there. You could talk among yourselves. You have chit chat. You have discussion. I'm joining you after 5 minutes, 5 to maximum 10 minutes. Okay, be there. Don't go away.
Okay, sir.
Sir, sir ଟିକେ ଶୁଣନ୍ତୁ।
Yes, sir.
Gone to.
Sir କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଟିକେ ଯୋଉ ଗ୍ରୁପ ରେ ସେ ଯୋଉ assignment question ଟିକେ ପଠେଇବେ ଯୋଉ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଅଛି।
Acha. Those who have assignment questions, please leave paste those questions or provide those questions on your group.
IGNOU group ରେ
Assignment
In your,
questions are sir, assignment questions are on the IGNOU website only.
please, those who know
Okay,
about
okay,
the
I will
questions,
share.
please provide to others on your WhatsApp group,
And
so
we
that
also have to
so that
attach the question paper with the answer sheet.
uh, so that thing you discuss among yourselves.
Yes, sir, sir.
Hello
Yes.
Hello.
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍ ଟିକେ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ପଠେଇଦେବେ ଟିକେ question ଟା।
ହଁ ହଁ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ଆଉ ଟିକେ ପରେ।
ଆମେ କୋଉ
ଆଜ୍ଞା।
ଗ୍ରୁପ ରେ ଅଛ?
I will only be able to help you if you speak in English because I don't know your language.
Which website?
IGNO MEG group.
Hi,
It is
Igno
on the
MBG.
it is on the
What is this Chavi Jain? Yeah. See, we are not
it
able
is
to
on the
find.
IGNO's
So,
website. IGNO's
yes.
website.
Once we open this, we will get all the questions and the assignments, everything detailed.
Yes, if you go on the notification status, you will get all the assignments.
Okay, okay.
Excuse
For
me.
every,
She is
You are
actually
online
she is
student.
requesting to
You are
share
online
all the
student.
assignment questions in the group. Actually, she is requesting to share assignment questions in the group. She is requesting.
Are you all Bimla? You are the online student.
I'm
If you
online student.
so all the assignment question papers are available only on LMS portal.
Okay, okay.
If you click on your assignment option, you will get all the question papers.
For every
Provide provide
MEG 1, 2, 3, whatever
WhatsApp
it
group.
is, isn't it?
If you open your LMS portal, just go on the
Hmm.
due date option and you will get all your assignments there.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Listen. Hello.
Hello?
Listen. ସେଇ ଯୋଉ MEG-7 MEG-5 MEG-10 ଆଉ 14
She
କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଟିକେ
doesn't
WhatsApp ରେ
understand
send.
Hindi and Odia. She doesn't understand in Odia. If you ask in Odia, what she will say?
Okay, okay.
Lipi,
Odia, ତାଙ୍କୁ Odia ଜଣା ନାହିଁ.
you will get all your assignment question papers on your LMS portal, and we don't have the same MEG. I have MEG 7, 4, oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3, and 7.
Okay, 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 okay.
Because I have Delhi RC, that's why. I am from RC Delhi.
Yes.
So everyone has different subjects, different MEGs. So you can go on your LMS portal and download from there. And for online student, the last date is 31st March 2024. And you have to submit your assignment only on the LMS portal. No need to go on any center.
Okay, okay, okay.
And examinations forms are also available. And we all have to fill it till
Assignment submit
31st March.
assignment submit last date.
Assignment submission last date is 31st March, and examination form are also available now for us, and its also last date is 31st March.
Thank you, thank you.
You have to fill examination form as per
Actually,
your need.
ma'am, good evening, ma'am. You are telling you are online student. That means you will appear exam on online mode.
There is a option when you fill up the examination form, you will get an option. You have to give online exams or pen paper test. You have to select the one.
Okay, money. Okay, okay. I got it.
We have a choice
Excuse
in
me, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
examination
Ma'am,
form. Is,
previous year assignment results are not showing. Hello,
I am
ma'am.
I am the first year student, so I don't know about the previous year.
You are not from regional staff, RC
I am
center
from
staff. Yeah, student.
I am a student from Delhi RC.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So you have no knowledge about that. Thank you, thank you.
And examination forms are also available. Fill it as soon as possible. The last date is 31st March.
Okay, okay.
It extended to 28th of April.
No,
Hello.
no, no. If you fill after 31st March, you will have to give extra charges.
No, oh dear, actually a new notification there. It is 28th
Yes, yes.
April.
Yeah, it
I don't know
extended
about
20.
it. Maybe it is for your RC, but for my RC, it's 31st March 24. For Delhi students, it is 31st March only.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, that means we can appear exam on online mode. When we fill the
Yes,
form,
yes,
then there is two option.
yes. We
Okay,
have choice. If we have to give pen paper test offline, we can give, and if we want to, so we can also give online paper.
okay.
There is a choice for online students.
There is a choice for online students.
Yes.
That means you are online students.
Yes, there is a choice for online students whether they have to give exams on the at the center or at their home.
Okay. Actually, in MEG-7, first time today I joined. So, can anyone made any notes of MEG Block 1, Block 2? Can anyone share to me?
Hello,
I
ma'am.
didn't.
Can you repeat again? Hello.
Ma'am, for MEG-7 today, first time I joined. I think this today sir is discussing about I think Block 3. But Block 1, Block 2, can if anyone made notes, can anyone share me? I'm going to write my WhatsApp number. Please share to me.
Whatever sir is teaching, it is everything is in short form given in the books itself. Previous sir, one who was Narasimhan sir was explaining, he had some preparation of his notes, but this sir is directly taking from the books and teaching. So you can refer it. He told yesterday.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I think there's MEG5 sir, there's sir named Narasimha. Actually, sir had told to share all the notes in the group. But till now, I think he has not shared anything.
He told 10-15 days I will take, he has said. Hope he may be having some work. We cannot pressurize them also.
Okay, okay. Okay, Akshay. He told he will take
Because they are
15 days.
engaged in so much, so many works, na?
Hello.
Okay, okay. I didn't
Hello.
listen.
Hello. Hello. Again, you which paper submit lasted in an assignment 30 March? Hello.
Yes.
Which paper lasted submit 30 March assignment?
All the assignments have to submit till 31st March.
Yes, yes. Which paper?
All your subject in this semester.
Okay, okay. My papers My papers MEG-5, MEG-7, MEG-10 and MEG-14. All are papers.
Yes,
Hello?
mine also same, and we have to submit all the papers assignment.
All are papers assignment question provided in WhatsApp group.
No, it's available in IGNO site.
It is available on the LMS portal and IGNOU side.
This I want to provide in IGNO WhatsApp group.
But you have to submit it on the LMS portal, so download it from there.
Okay.
I am sharing you the Instagram link where you can talk about the MEGs, subjects and assignments.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
All our papers exam June 2024.
In which month you have taken in which session you have taken the admission?
July section.
So you have to submit your assignment till 31st March.
Yes. 31st March assignment submitted. And all our papers exam June 2024.
Yes,
All our papers means MEG-7, 5, 10 and 14. All our
yes,
papers.
yes.
Okay. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Madam, I want to LMS portal link. Hello.
LMS portal link is available on your Gmail. IGNOU has sent everyone a mail with their LMS portal ID and password.
Okay. Okay.
Sir,
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, please, can you tell me when you got that mail for LMS portal password and what you
after
told?
the 1 week, after the 1 week of my admission.
Oh, after 1 week of your admission. I'm searching, but I'm not getting. Okay, I'll see.
Sir, are you there?
Are you there?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So yes, sir, we're waiting.
Yes, sir.
So, as I told you, Gandhiji doesn't figure in the novel as a character, but he is the character, the most conspicuous character in the background, and he is invisibly present, and the impact of his thought is felt throughout the book. Gandhian philosophy is introduced into the novel through Murti. Murti, know who is Murti, the main protagonist.
Yes, sir.
He is a role model and follows him in every way, and in word and deed. He preaches to the villagers the chief tenets of Gandhian philosophy, such as to practice ahimsa and speak the truth. He also persuades them to make cotton yarn on the spinning wheel, wear homemade cloth woven by their own hands on the charaka. British made foreign clothes were destroyed in bonfires. You know the story of how little Indira was a small girl. She had to throw her foreign dolls into the fire. She cried. And there are many such stories because Gandhiji said that we should set on fire all the foreign cloth which were being brought from British mills. That is how Indian economy was suffering. So unless and until you think of a country's economy, developing a country's economy, you cannot guarantee successful independence. Independence is not only confined to political freedom. Independence means Mulk Raj talks about social independence in the untouchable. That we all the Indians must be united in the common social fabric without any kind of disharmony in the society. All castes should be considerate towards each other, tolerant towards each other, should touch each other, should have intercaste marriages, should have good relationships, should have cultural exchanges. That is what Mulk Raj Anand talks in his novel, The Untouchable, which we studied in the last class. And in today's class, we are talking about Gandhian philosophy because Gandhi was the central figure behind the Indian independence. There are no doubt there were other people like Subhas Bose who was fighting from outside India and he formed an army to defeat the Britishers. So people like Subhas Bose, people like Gandhi, people like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Nehru, and others, they had tremendous contribution. But Gandhian philosophy is the main philosophy which actually united millions of people, and they became his followers, and they fought bravely against the British rule in a non-violent way. So Murthy tells his village followers what Gandhi says. Gandhi said, the spinning is as purifying as praying. So the economic principle was put into people's mind in a religious way. Spinning mills, nowadays you are government is encouraging handicraft. You wearing sambalpuri sari, not cotton mill. The mills, not the mill oven, but the hand oven. So this creates the image of Gandhi as the Mahatma, a great soul and a deeply religious man, spiritual man, whom they venerate, they worship, they follow, So he is a godly figure, and he from whom emanates spiritual power that actually became responsible for overthrowing the British rule in India. The people of Kantapura and the adjoining areas are exhorted in the name of Mahatma to not to drink any liquor. Gandhi was against liquor, and some states in our country have done away with liquor. Gujarat, I think, is not having liquor. Bihar also recently did away with liquor shops. But in Odisha, there are more of liquor shops than grocery shops. Every gully, every road, every where there are liquor shops, and um, liquors both foreign and country made. Nobin Takia is available. There is a local liquor being sold in Ganjam and other areas, which is called Nobin Takia, Nobin Pillow. That means that is a pouch liquor which people drink, and if you drink that liquor, good sleep will come to you. That is called Nobin pouch, Nobin Takia. I don't know how far it is correct, but I have just heard that such liquors are available. So this is how, after independence, also the situation, the Gandhi's dream of total prohibition has not been realized, and it cannot be because this foreign culture has entered into our people, and most of the elite class they drink. Hotels and bars, there are so many things where people gather, and there are in a small town like this, Cuttack, we have three, four clubs like Union Club, Cuttack Club, and a few other clubs where drinks are flowing like rivers. Rivers are dry, but liquor shops are flowing with a lot of liquor. Girls, women, gentlemen, boys, girls, drinking and dancing, a common thing. Once or twice I have gone there. Uh, I have seen what is happening there. So they also sing new songs in which Gandhi's image appears as that of a king of humble origin. Here is an example. Uh, Hello. This is how they are worshipping Gandhi. Our king, he was born on a wattle mat. He is not the king of the velvet bed. He is small and is round and is bright and is sacred. O Mahatma, you are our king and we are your slaves. This was the kind of song that they were singing. Okay, the village proudly declares that they are all for Gandhi. They are Gandhi's men and will do anything at his command. On several occasions in the novel, thundering slogans are there. Bande Mataram, Mahatma Gandhi ki joy, Inkilab, Jindabad, all these things. They invest Gandhi with superhuman powers. But there is one thing about Gandhi's teachings that the people of Kanpura do not understand. Why should he advise the upper caste Hindus to mingle with the lower caste pariahs, to live with them, to eat with them, and intermarry with them? They find such behavior so un Mahatma like. They like everything about Mahatma, spinning cotton and all these things, not touching alcohol, this, that. But intercaste thing, they were not able to accept. They were questioning in their inner mind why Mahatma Gandhi is telling about intercaste marriage. Some of them, like Bhatta and Venkama, repeatedly belittle Murthy in the eyes of others for his association with the pariahs. Pariahs means the street, the low caste people. Pariahs, pariahs of the village. When Murthy tells Renge Gouda, one of the ardent followers of Gandhi, that Gandhi wants people to pluck out hatred from their hearts and love even the enemies, Gouda replies, that's for the Mahatma, and you, Murthapa, not for us poor folk. The idea is that Gandhi and Murthy have attained such an ideal height where they can practice whatever they preach, but the lesser people cannot forget their simple and Gandhi believed in simple living and all his life tried to live the life of the ordinary people. But an impressive image of Gandhi is projected in Kantapura when he is spoken of in the same breath as some of the gods of the Hindu pantheon. So Gandhiji was being treated as a kind of god. So, and as you know, Gandhi is also interpreted in the self-rule as an ideal form of government in the manner of Ramarajya. You know that Gandhiji thought of Ramarajya, and here there is a talk about the Gandhian myth of Ramarajya, where the author writes, I quote, this is page number 19. Okay, they say Mahatma will go to the red man's country and he will get a Swaraj. He will bring a Swaraj, the Mahatma, and we shall all be happy, and Rama will come back from exile. Sita will be with him, and Ravana will be slain and Sita freed. And he will come back with Sita on his right in a chariot of air, and brother Bharata will go to meet them with the worshipped sandal of the master on his head. And as they enter Ajodhya, there will be a rain of flowers. So this is how Raja Rao's novel talks about the Gandhian mode of freedom struggle. Mm. So what are the new things that Raja Rao has done? Raja Rao's style of writing is he has introduced, he has nativized English. English. That means he has brought English language to depict his own culture. How did English become such a rich language? Because people from all over the world, even the colonized countries, also used English. And in every country, there was an attempt to internalize and to assimilate English language into their culture. Nigerian writers, they tried to bring their speak of their culture through English language. Chinua Achebe, you know, all of you. Chinua Achebe wrote which book is famous? Nigerian Chinua Achebe got Nobel Prize for his Things Fall Apart. Okay, and Indian people like Raja Rao and R.K. Narayan, they talked about India, but Indian culture through English. Here, Raja Rao also talked about Kannada culture, Indian culture through English. So, speech rhythms of his own mother tongue, Kannada, were introduced into English. His is not the English of the educated and sophisticated Indians. It is a natural speech of the South Indian villages rendered into simple English. That is how the famous historian, literary historian, history of Indian English literature is written by many people, among which Srinivasa Iyengar is one of the famous critics. He says, it is as though one sees a familiar landscape through colored glasses. The coloring, the strangeness is unavoidable, but it doesn't alter the essential truth of the things seen or the movements observed. So Rao's objective in choosing English as his medium is to find out the foreign language, the stylistic equivalent of the Indian experience. In other words, he has tried to express through English his understanding of Indian life. So, Indian culture, English language. Eastern experience, Western language. Local color given to English language. That is what Jayanta Mahapatra in Odisha has done. All of you might be familiar with Jayanta Mahapatra, a poet who is of international image, international standards, and he has talked about every aspect of Kathak in his poems. Kathak culture, Katak drains, Katak people, Katak experiences, and Indian experience. The Odishan landscape, the Indian landscape, all go into the poetry of Jayantu Mahapaତ୍ର. As if you read his poem, there is a poem called Hunger, about which where he writes about his experience of visiting a Puri sea beach, a common fisherman's house. So there, if you read that poem, you will feel as if you have come to the sea beach of uh, Puri or Gopalpur. So this is how English has been used as a tool to speak about our culture. And that is how this language became so famous. The Nigerian people talked about their culture through English language. Talk about Chinua Achebe and others. Okay. And Australians, they talked about their culture in English. Americans also used English. So there are many Englishes, not one English. And British English, I think today is the poorest English, because all other Englishes have become so famous and so brilliant, so good, that British English pales into insignificance in the face of other Englishes. So novels of Raja Rao, there is a sparkling of words, somebody says, a critic says, another critic says, sparkling of words connected with the physical reality of India and Hindu behavior patterns, like pollution, caste, coconut, camphor, lantana, bamboo, ablution, banana, popped rice. Popped rice means mudi. In short, the items which Indianize the language essentially for the semantic function. Semantic means language, linguistic, and in respect of Hindu or Indian culture. But linguistic patterns remain the same in the effort to present reality as actually perceived by the senses. So Makaran Paranjape, another famous critic, says both stylistically and thematically, Raja Rao succeeds in capturing the spirit of India in his works. His innovations with form and style have expanded the expressive range of English and have influenced other writers who share his predicament, the task of writing about a culture in a language that is not native to it. So nativizing English, making English our own. It may be a foreign language, but it has been Indianized. That is the beauty of the whole thing. And that is how Kantapura is a very successful novel which depicts the Indian scenario in faithful terms. It's not only history of India, it is also not only the history of freedom struggle, it is also about the social situation of India, the economic situation of India, and how people behaved at a particular point of time, our forefathers, our foremothers. So in Kantapura clearly has a special place in the first work to demonstrate convincingly in terms of form and content. The novel in English was a medium which could be adapted to the Indian sensibility. Like in poetry, I was telling you, poetry also effective medium of uh, talking about our culture, our situation, uh, very effectively. And the last words, Kantapura is about life in South Indian village, but its central theme is Gandhian Satyagraha movement against the British rule in India. The author introduces parallels to characters and events drawn from the Ramayana, and Mahatma Gandhi's story is told in terms of Harikatha by Jaya Ramachara. The novel is projected as Thala, Purana, the mythic tale of particular place. The three levels of action, political, social, and religious, present a unified concept of India. The action belongs to the decade of 1930s when the Indian National Congress Committee spread the Gandhian message of Satyagraha and Ahimsa through the length and breadth of India. And the villagers of Kantapura follow this principle. And Gandhi in Kantapura Rajarao conveys a purely Indian experience through the foreign medium of the English language. This is how Indian novel in English grew from a baby Today, Indian English novel is adult with Shashi Tharoor, with Salman Rushdie, with Kiran Desai, with so many people, with Arundhati Roy, and with that Adiga has written The White Tiger. White Tiger is a beautiful novel. It has got also that award. Okay, so these are the important things of the novel. Questions now from you. Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Children,
Yes,
children, are you
sir.
there? Are you
Yes, sir.
sleeping or dozing? You're sleeping.
No,
No,
sir. We are
sir.
listening.
No, sir.
No, sir.
You are you are dozing.
No, sir. We are listening you.
You are listening.
Yes,
I
sir.
am so
Yes, sir.
fortunate. I
Yes,
am
sir.
so fortunate. I am so fortunate that you are listening.
Hello, sir.
I thought you are I thought you are not listening. You are sleeping.
No, sir. We are
No,
listening.
sir. We are listening, sir. We are listening.
In some of my classes when I was doing a PG in Revensa, I should not tell you all these things. Sometimes if the classes were boring, I was dozing in the back bench. So I was sometimes I was caught red-handed and I was scolded by my teachers. So I always made it a point that, and the teachers made it a point that I sit in the front row so that I don't doze. So I have the habit of dozing in classes. I had. I'm no more a uh, classroom student. I am a student, but I am still learning by myself nowadays.
जी sir.
Okay.
Hello,
So
sir.
yes,
Sir, in this class, the best part is giving break to us. I like it.
giving
Break, sir, break. The tea break.
break I give because I also need a break. I need actually I am a diabetes patient. I need to go to the washroom at least 1 hour once in a 1 hour, and I am a tea holic. Tea holic means I am like alcoholic. I am tea holic. I take tea every
I
every
also, sir. I also.
every every 2 hours or 3 hours. I will take a cup of tea, and after talking for 1 hour, I desperately need a cup of tea. My wife is sleeping. My daughter is watching movie, so I prepare my tea and take it, so I don't disturb them. So this is how I need a break, and I am happy that you like the break because you got a chance to interact with yourselves among
Yes, sir.
yourselves. So we'll
Yes,
meet
sir.
again on which day? Next class is on
Sir, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, sir.
tomorrow. Tomorrow
Yes,
we'll
sir.
discuss. I think Anita Desai, clear light of the day, or what? Just
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clear light of day.
tomorrow we'll discuss whatever is being taught. Please go through that so that at the end of the session, after all classes, whatever doubts, or in the beginning of the next class, you can ask me your doubts about today. You read this and ask your doubts in tomorrow's class in the first 10 minutes or 5 minutes, so that because I'm not able to cover everything in the novel. There are some things, certain things which are being left out because 2 hours is too less to complete a novel. Unless and until you have read the original book, it is very difficult to discuss a book or discuss a novel like that. Because in colleges we take so many classes, at least 10 to 15 classes to complete a novel. But here IGNU classes you have only 2 hours for one novel. That is too small a time, you know. Um, Clear Light of Day. Tomorrow we'll study Clear Light of Day by Anita Desai. Anita Desai is a very important novelist, lady novelist. Okay. Anita Desai is a very important, and his daughter Kiran Desai got this Booker Award for her novel. What is the novel name? I'm forgetting. So Kiran Desai is Anita Desai's daughter, and Anita Desai has written many novels, among which I have read. I have not read this novel. I will read tonight. I will read important parts of this novel. But I have read Voices in the City, Cry of the Peacock. These are very important novels by Anita Desai. Cry of the Peacock, Voices in the City, and this one, Clear Light of the Day, must be a good novel. So you try to go through this novel tonight, or read about the novel, the summary of it tonight, so that the classes will be easier tomorrow. Do you enjoy my class?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
How
Yes,
much?
sir.
Very
Yes,
much.
sir. 110%.
Hmm?
110%.
110%.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the compliment. I thought you
Yes.
don't like, because only 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. 29 students are there, whereas there were more than 30 students at the beginning of the class.
Sir, they
Uh,
left when you gave us the break.
I need a break, children. I am an
Yes,
old
yes,
man. I'm an
no
old man,
problem.
I'm old. I need a break. I need
Yes,
to
sir.
go
There
to
is
the,
Yes,
no
sir, no
break.
problem.
Everybody need a
and
break.
No, sir.
Those have
it,
interest, they are
Yes,
in the class. Those haven't interest, they left out.
those who don't have interest, they will leave,
exactly.
because
Exactly, sir.
break is a break. We are taking tea break. We are taking so many watching films. Also, we are taking breaks, advertisement breaks. So breaks are not a problem. Okay, thank you very much. Good night. We'll meet tomorrow at 4.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank
sir,
you,
for
sir.
such a nice
Thank
class,
you
sir.
so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
If anyone want, you can ask the question. अगर किसी को चाहिए तो वो कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है रिगार्डिंग द असाइनमेंट और एग्जामिनेशन.
Hello.
यस यस.
मैम एक्चुअली मुझे ये पूछना था कि इन केस अगर हम जून में एग्जाम हम नहीं दे पाते तो हम दोबारा मतलब एग्जाम कब दे सकते हैं?
अगर आप जुलाई में एग्जाम नहीं दे पाते तो आप दिसंबर में दे सकते हो.
ओके ओके मैम.
योर वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर. आप चैट में लिख के भेज दो प्लीज. सी अगर आप जुलाई में एग्जाम्स नहीं दे पाते तो आप दिसंबर में दे सकते हो, और अगर आप दिसंबर में एग्जाम्स नहीं दे पाते हो तो आप जुलाई में दे सकते हो वापस. जून जुलाई कभी भी. इन एवरी 6 months यू कैन गिव द एग्जाम्स. There is a channel on YouTube named Ignu Info. वो सारी डिटेल्स देते हैं इग्नू के रिगार्डिंग फॉर ईच एंड एवरी आरसी। Yes, Shivani, it is compulsory to give exams of all subjects. नहीं दिए अगर सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के एग्जाम तो यू विल नॉट क्लियर द फर्स्ट ईयर और सेकंड ईयर। और अगर आप जून में एग्जाम्स नहीं दे पाते हो तो आप दिसंबर जनवरी में जो आफ्टर 6 मंथ्स एग्जाम्स होते हैं वो दे सकते हो। And it is compulsory to give all the exams. If you skip one exam, you will get fail. और किसी को कुछ पूछना है और आई लीव द क्लास नाउ।
क्या एग्जाम ऑनलाइन हो सकता है?
यू आर ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट और ऑफलाइन?
ऑनलाइन।
हम्म।
ऑनलाइन।
सो व्हेन यू विल फिल एग्जामिनेशन फॉर्म देयर विल बी अ ऑप्शन कि आपको एग्जाम ऑनलाइन देना है या ऑफलाइन। तो आप ऑनलाइन पे क्लिक कर दीजिए, आपका एग्जाम ऑनलाइन होगा।
ऑनलाइन हो सकता है?
हाँ, एग्जामिनेशन फॉर्म पे ऑप्शन पूछेंगे आपसे, आपको पेन पेपर टेस्ट देना है या ऑनलाइन एग्जाम देना है।
तो ये जो अभी जून में होगा ये ऑनलाइन हो सकता है? जो फॉर्म फिलअप करने टाइम में करना है ये?
हाँ।
ओके, थैंक यू। कैन आई हैव योर नंबर? हेलो।